What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, we're going to start this one off with a very simple question. Have you ever had a champion that you left in the vault or you didn't feel like you needed to 6-star them, you had no interest whatsoever, and then you kind of done a full circle, maxed them out maybe during a CVC or something, and they absolutely blew your mind? And this year, I would say one of them was Skrank from the Ogrin tribes. And then the second one was this champion right here in Miss Whisper herself from the Knights Revenant faction. Now, this one actually came full in effect thanks to Saf from HH Gaming. A huge shout out to you. Where this is one of his favorite champions in the game. And I just couldn't see where she's outpowering some really top tier champions in the game when you're facing multiple bosses such as the Magma Dragon, the Eternal Dragons, the Griffin, the Dark Fae, the Shogun's Grove. Like all of these places, she really comes in and deals a big amount of damage. So this all comes down to, starting with the Softening Drive, attacks one enemy and has a 70% chance of applying a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. Now, this could have some universal value, granted, but for me personally, I'm looking to build as much damage into my Whisper as possible, and then basically getting my debuffs from some other options such as Lydia the Death Siren or Riho Bone Spear. So for me personally, not going to be using this, but if you are banking on this for specific teams, could definitely be viable, right? Maybe pair this with Sniper to make it 75% potentially. On the Charged Assault, she attacks one enemy and places a 50% increased attack and a 30% increased crit rate buff on this champion for 2 turns before attacking, and that's something worth noting. And if the target is higher max HP than this champion, she will ignore 100% of the target's defense whilst under a weakened debuff. So granted, you do need to have something active in order to get the full effect, and it is conditional that they've got higher max HP, which every boss you're going to be facing is going to have that, right? Like, you can literally build this champion with 70% crit rate, focus more into your crit damage and attack percent stats, or your speed, and you'll be good to go to ignore this big amount of defense and do so much damage, which actually blew my mind. Now, leading into the A3 with the Unyielding Flurry, she attacks one enemy 2 times and grants an extra turn if the target is under decreased defense and weakened debuffs. So not like the A2 here, where it could just be under a weaken. This one has to have 2 of the debuffs active, which is completely fine in the ways that I'll be using this. So what I like to do for like normal bosses is open up with this one, do a Relentless proc, which is basically how I built this champion, lead into this one, extra turn again, lead into this one, potential extra turn if Relentless procs, you go back into this one and the cycle is just bamboozling. That's the only way to put the phrase into action. Now, it also coincides with this passive because she has a 10% chance of granting an extra turn whenever this champion lands a critical hit and increases damage inflicted on bosses by 20%. So straight out the gate, 20% more damage against bosses, all of these potential extra turn mechanics, built in Relentless and also dealing a good amount of damage. It's like, it's a no-brainer but to bring her into so many teams, right? Blessing wise, I actually got very lucky. I'll throw a quick picture up now where I summoned my Immortal Soulstone from the Sand Devils Attack tournament, and then even though she wasn't on my wish list, she kind of came through with a 4-star blessing, and that gave me attack plus 400 and 20% crit damage, and there's a chance of 30% to inflict bonus damage. So over the course of these boss encounters, the amount of times that Phantom Touch is proccing is leading to some deadly attacks, guys. So the ways that we built this champion today, I've gone with a Relentless build. I'm going to continue to do so. But I would say if you don't have the luxury of pairing this up to get the stats that you want, you could simply go Savage, Cruel, Lethal Gears. They're all going to be very valuable because there is still some extra turn mechanics within her kit, and that might allow you to get to the stats that you need to take down these bosses. So the primary focus that we're looking for is a speed for my build, basically for the Phantom Shogun's Grove. I need these speeds to fit into my composition as a speed tune, whereas if you're not kind of focusing on that area, you might be able to maybe drop the speeds a little bit to where you feel fits best for you. But yeah, attack percent, I could get a glyph here, I just haven't got any left. A bit of accuracy, you know, some faction war stuff could come into effect. We've got crit rate and crit damage, of course. This piece here actually ranked up all the way to 20% because I thought it's kind of fitting, right? Like the substats aren't amazing, like, but some crit rate in there, 6-star crit damage in a cruel set and attack percent kind of makes up for the 5-star piece that I've got on this one with a triple roll speed, which I couldn't pass up on. And then I got these mythical boots with attack percent and speed plus 12, which is phenomenal, with a nice double roll of speed in here. And then we've got attack on the amulet with some speed. We've got crit damage, which I was hoping that would go to a crit damage roll, which I've got a piece that did it, but I just need to kind of swap the gear around and put it onto Whisper. And then we've got attack here, which I'm trying to upgrade. Oh, look, we can do it now. There we go. Oh, to be fair, this piece is trash anyway. Oh, well, that was a bad thing. I just got carried away there. It's fine. It happens. Overall stats, I've got some decent survivability. As you see on her base stats, this is kind of the one downside of Whisper. Like, the HP, decent. Attack stats, pretty good as well. The defense is criminally low at 793. So unless you've got the right synergy around her to support this champion, maybe coinciding with some revive abilities, like, there could be some times where she's falling off and just dropping like a fly. So that's something to pay note to when you're investing in this champion. I've gone for 228 speed. My speed tune is from 217. But yesterday, I just implemented the artifact bonus with the ascensions on this boots. And it kind of put me just above board, which is fine. 70% crit rate, like we mentioned before, allowing me to do 263% crit damage, which if I drop the speeds down, I believe I can get to 300%, but I can't pass up on the speeds. And accuracy, just a little bit for some faction wars. Not really going to use that anywhere else, personally, on my account. And 6.5k attack in total. Mastery-wise, I've gone down to War Master. Of course, I'm trying to use it for bosses. This is the mastery that I'm going to get a lot of value from. And then we're going down the defensive tree as well for retribution and deterrence for potential counterattack procs. And this is like, when you kind of combine all of these together, the amount of attacks you see is crazy, right? Cycle of violence as well, because she's smacking so hard, and if she manages to get them down, can reduce the random skill cooldown, right? And potentially get some bonus MVP attacks out with the A2. So yeah, that's kind of the build, the gear, the masteries, and everything that I built on my Whisper. For anybody out there that's got this champion, let me know. How have you decided to build yours? Is this the most optimal way that you think? Or have you got another quirky strategy out there that you can share in the comment section below? So I guess that it's only fitting that we first head into the Phantom Shogun's Grove, like I keep banging on about. And she's phenomenal. She's a part of my main team now, consisting of a Newt, a Riho Bone Spear, a Reset, my Enfeeble tank in Wither the Crown, and a Miss Whisper herself. But this is what I want you guys to pay note to here, because she's outscaling somebody like a Cold Heart in this specific composition. So we're going to be coming through. Drop Defense and Weaken is active. Now, on this occasion, we are going to open with the A3, even though we don't have 100% crit rate. Boom. 384,000 damage. Watch after the reset now. I'm going to reset, cleanse it off. Boom, boom, boom. She's going to come through. Hopefully, we can get some cool extra turns here. Can we get another one? Ah, we didn't get it, but we still managed to get the job done. But sometimes she goes through, she does a bunch of attacks, and look, 1.3 million damage, guys. That's really impressive, right? For an epic champion here. Now, why I say that she could be better than some max HP options, if you guys pay note to Newt himself, like, not more than Newt, but let's just say that was a Cold Heart, right? On the second one, 409,000. So here, so 44,000 plus the Phantom Touch procs and War Master. Coming through again, 350,000 plus all the extra damage. That's more than the 409,000 of the max HP, right? And then if we go through again, because all of these attacks combined with the extra procs, the War Masters, the Phantom Touch, it all adds up to outperform the 409k. So look here again. 107 plus the extra procs. Boom, 395,000. I do see sometimes around 420 in my particular build. We'll try this one more time. I do want to see the Relentless procs of afterwards. Like, it's pretty cool to see that. But I'm sure we'll see it in some other bosses as well. The Drop Defense and Weaken. Boom. Nice, nice. Extra turn. Can we get another one? She's let me down with the Relentless procs today. I seen it, like, when I was prepping this video, right, and some teams for you guys, I was like, oh, please, Whisper, can you, like, do it once we click record? But it's the brute reality. The team's completely fine still, but it's just nice to see it happen once. Come on, Whisper. There we go. She did it. Nice. And even at A1, 200,000 damage, guys. And this is where I'm saying that Relentless is really going to be really cool here. 1.4 million damage. Like, really nice, right? Of course, this team may still work with a Cold Heart, granted, because I've got Wither Crowned with a Soul Reap Blessing to kind of remove the rest of the damage once it gets below that threshold. But it's just really cool to implement somebody, that's just not a Cold Heart. So, I've been enjoying her. She's going to be staying in my squad for the Phantom Shoguns forever now, pretty much. Okay, so heading into the next places, we're going to be going into the Doom Tower. Now, one place, unfortunately, it's not the Dark Fae rotation, which I was really excited to showcase, if I'm honest. But I will, if you stay tuned on the channel, once we come up against the next rotation in 4 days plus 12, say about 2 weeks, right? Once I get up to the higher floors, I'll be showcasing my brand new Dark Fae team for 120. I think it's really cool that we'll be implementing Whisper. I don't know, shall we go into the Magma Dragon first? We'll go into a few bosses just to try and showcase her. I put a few teams together to hopefully get some decent numbers popping out from around the board. Usually I'll be using like Riho Bone Spears or something like that, but Lydia the Death Siren obviously does the drop defense and weaken for us to make full value of the extra turns on the other ability. Now looking at 238,000 damage, guys, on that target. Like, if you think about some of those tedious enemies throughout the Doom Tower waves, she can definitely come through in the right synergies and perform very well as like a single target wave clearing champion when you're progressing, right? So boom, we've kind of locked off most of the skills for this one, so we've got everything ready for the boss itself. Nice. Come on, guys, with your slow animations. Rate +4 speed, please. Right, there we go, some petrification. Boom, no extra turn, but 63k. Pretty decent. And boom. Alright, so for the boss itself, she might drop a little bit. Probably not one of the best bosses, but drop defense and weaken comes out. Boom, boom, boom. Of course, Newt is doing some good damage. 293,000 from the A2, guys. Almost 300,000 with that smack. Really impressive. Now, let's try get some extra turns going, Whisper. We could bring her back if something falls off. No problems. But this one should guarantee an extra turn right now. Boom, boom. Nice. We need a bit more protection here. We need another drop defense and weaken to go out. She's dropped down. There we go. Revive, drop defense and weaken. Yes. Please, she needs one more turn, guys. Let her take the final hits. Mifrala Life Pain came through the Soul Reap. It's fine, but look at this, guys. Like, the damage that she did do kind of complemented the team around us. And if you don't have a Newt and you just have multiple damage dealers, you probably see a more return coming out from Whisper over the course of the battle, right? And remember, this is the hardest stage on the Doom Tower as well for the Magma Dragon. Next up, let's go into the final stage. We're going to the final stage. So hopefully once we come up against the boss itself, that we can cycle our skills efficiently, because there is sometimes where... Let's see the damage here. 263,000, guys, against waves. 145 on the A1. Pretty impressive. But yeah, against this boss, there's a lot of RNG focus because I'm not resist heavy. And I usually have a Newt in the team to kind of pick up the slack. But hopefully, just with some good RNG, some extra turns, and cycling the drop defense and weaken, we should be able to see some pretty good damage coming out. Or if like Master Hexa procs for our Whisper, or Lydia the Death Siren's weaken, sorry. Because we need that active, right, to ignore defense. Otherwise, she's going to be tickling. And the boss is going to be laughing at us like, go get another champion to slot into the team. So increase speed. Drop defense and weaken. Boom. 256,000 damage coming out from that ability there. Pretty decent. Now we have to kind of sit and wait for all of these to happen and the cooldowns. But this is where the extra turns will come into effect, right? Oh, she's trying to kill the priest. We don't want to kill the priest. Let's just kill the boss. Keep your eyes on the target, Whisper. Although it actually could be a really good option to kill the priest. Like, if that's the option that you're trying to do, you're trying to stop the boss from healing or getting your cooldowns back, could be a great idea. But you could see here that without the drop defense or weaken active, she's hitting like a wet noodle, right? So you really need to have those up to get the full value. She's coming around to her extra turn again. Oh, can we get another turn in? How about extra turn? Nice. Oh, another extra turn. 132,000. 267,000. It's crazy. When they pop off and it times correctly, you can see where it can come to effect. And there's the Retribution proccing as well. Boom. Leech coming through from the snake track, allowing us to heal by 18% of that damage inflicted. Boom. 50,000. Just raw damage, no drop defense. We've got block buffs up, or block debuffs, sorry. So we don't get as active skills. Nice. Reduce cooldowns. We got to wait for like another 50 years to get our drop defense and weaken back. But Whisper's like, no, you can't stop us. We're going to keep hitting you. All these little hits, they're adding up though, guys. You see it, like, with all those phantom touch procs and stuff. It really is kind of adding up. Look at this. Like, if I had some more resistance on, or maybe put a resist aura with Pythion and have my Lydia resisting this, it would be a lot more beneficial, I guess. But it's fine, I guess. Still gonna win. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. Reduce the skill cooldowns again and Whisper's down. Whisper down. Increase attack. Let's keep that up. Oh, this one's looking a bit shady. The ones I did in the test runs went a lot more smoother than this. Maybe I just got some better RNG. There we go. Smite came to save the day. But overall, 2.6 million damage over the course of the battle is very impressive, right? For an epic. So, you know, if you've got the right fundamentals around her, I would recommend bringing in Newt as well, instead of just some random champions. But, you know, if you pair some multiples together, you can see where the value comes in. So, last but not least, shall we just try like a fun Griffin team, I guess? Who should we put in here? Let's get Riho in. Where's Riho Bone Spear? We got Riho, attack, or that's faction crips. Let's just get some HP percent on, why not? Alright, so after I've just A1'd all of the boss, we're now up against it. So let's just get some drop defense and weaken out. Beautiful. We can kind of save the buffs for now. So the boss is going to be hitting us according to the amount of buffs, so we don't want any up. And then now we can afford to get some buffs out, no problems. The max HPs. Alright. Come on, Whisper. 3, 2, 1. What can we do here? 273,000 coming out from the A2. Pretty decent. But now he's going to be transferring everything to us. Not nice. But we can cleanse it off, I guess. Some ally protection. Can we get another attack out? Nope. Alright. Let's cleanse this all off. Perfect. Boom. 119, 127. What's the A1 going to do? 168. Decent. Just need one more smack from Newt and it should be finished. More drop the fences and boom. So never went like perfectly, but if you consider the amount of damage that Newt was doing and Whisper was doing, because of the extra turns, actually a lot of this was playing into effect from the waves as well. But even Newt, I was doing some, like, he was doing some decent damage on the waves too. Like, he obviously outperforms, like, obviously, it's some crazy Blessed Bash. But because she's got so much damage coming out from each ability, I feel like it's just very valuable to kind of implement into the team. So, definitely good for Griffin. And like I said before, like, I'm excited to try it in the next rotation against some other bosses as well, such as the Dark Fae to pair with a Koltar and some Lissandras and stuff like that. So, before we go into, like, some Hydra stuff, I do want to try and decapitate her head and deal some damage. Let's just try a fun little team. Like, I'm never going to use her in arena, if I'm honest. But let's see if we can just have fun with it, right? So maybe we could just try a team like this, and hopefully we can outspeed them. Alright, nice, we did. So, boom. And who should we try and kill here? Maybe the Candy? There we go. We got the weaker, we got the drop defense, and stuff like that. And then, we should be coming through and ignoring 100% defense now. So 243,000 damage. That's pretty impressive. We'll come through with a reset. And then now we try to do the same thing to Scylla the Drakes. Oh, that wasn't a tanky one. Maybe we could just try kill him anyway. Get an extra turn. Boom. Can we get another extra turn? Boom. 261. Oh, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. Like, it's not something that I would be doing in my own personal time, but it might be fun from time to time if you need a single target DPS. But just remember that it's conditional under that you have the weaken or the decreased defense and weaken for the extra turn mechanics. So I guess let's just go into the Hydra Boss, last but not least. It's actually my hard team that I wanted to show. Are we going to Brutal? The thing is, like, with Brutal, I'm not sure how many times we're going to be able to showcase decapitated heads. But maybe let's just see how much damage we do on Brutal. So drop defense and weaken. Let's just see what she does, you know, for fun. 312,000 against Head of Mischief on Brutal here, guys. When she starts popping off... Actually, you know what? It is just a fun showcase. Let's go into hard. Because we're not going to do the entire run anyway because it is Hydra Clash. I need to make sure that I'm min-maxing my points. Let's just try to do it here and see how many times we could decapitate just from having like the Hex up and all of her damage. Just to not, you know, waste too much time here. Can we get the block buffs up? All right, we're going to have to do that again. Hex. Come on, Ugo. Drop defense and weaken. Block buffs everywhere. Beautiful. All right, Whisper. Have at it. Boom. 261,000 damage. Coming through again. Boom, boom. 300k total plus the Phantom Touch. Going again. 197. It's crazy. She nearly killed the entire head, guys, in like one turn. And you've seen the damage as well that we just briefly shown on Brutal. Like, as long as you got the fundamentals around her, she can still come through and deal a big amount of damage to these heads. But I do want to kind of get a decapitated one going. So we've got the Soul Reap going right now. Oh, let's get a Provoke on. All right, nice. Can we get some drop defense and weakens? I don't want to waste it right now. Let's just try and kill this head a little bit. So we've got 266 against Suffering. We've got 2 turns of this, so we need a drop defense and weaken to go out. We got this. I'm excited. Usually I just like click auto. I don't really pay much attention to it. But we're going to time it this time. Let's try to do a bit of damage on him. Go on, Skull Lord. Have some fun. Boom. All right, so we need some extra turns here as well. So just A1 with no damage, 300,000. All right, drop defense and weaken. We need one more turn to come out from her. Please. Block buffs again. Get a bit of a shield on. We need to provoke this head so it doesn't get cleansed. Are we going to get a turn? Are we going to get a turn? It's so close. It's so close. I'm going to be upset if we don't. Come on. All right, beautiful. So we are going to get an extra turn from this. All right. It's not going to, it might not be 100%, but 486, 486. Here we go. What we got? 975,000 damage. Plus all of the extra hits, guys. Look at this, we're like 7 million already. All right, let's just leave this on for a little bit longer. So actually, do you know what, guys? While we're here, I forgot to show you guys this in the beginning. We'll go to screen capture. So on hellhades.com, you can kind of search up all champions, their guides, where we feel like they're useful and all of that good stuff. And you can see that Whisper actually used to have a different portrait when she was available from Twitch Prime rewards. And they kind of changed it now. I'm not sure the reason why. But what I wanted to show you was that if you head down here, so we've got a 4 multiplier strong coming out from the A1. We've got a 3.8 multiplier, which ignores 100% defense. That's under weaken. So this is where you get the true value. So that's why that ability there is smacking like a truck. We've got 20% against bosses. And a 2.6 against on the A3 as well with that double hitter. So it's something to pay note to so you guys know the fundamentals of it. And look at this. How are we doing so far? Of course that is only hard, right? Got some cleanses, is fine. I'm not going to see this run through anyway. Can we get a bit more damage on here before we sign off? Come on. We need a drop defense and weaken to come out from this Lydia the Death Siren and it'll be perfect. Oh, we got decreased attack on though. So with decreased attack on 100,000, no drop defense or weaken. Are we going to be able to get 1 skill off? Just 1? Oh, we got decreased... Oh my god, this guy's ruining our day today. Here we go. A1 skill with decreased attack, 365,000 damage. But yeah, guys, I guess that is going to be all for today's video. I feel like we showcased a lot of bosses and kind of got to the discussion of she is an absolute boss slayer. Would you be excited to max up this champion? Where would you be most excited to use her as well? And what kind of ways would you be building your champion? Like, would you be going relentless to see stuff like this where she's just going all over the place? Or would you just be trying to optimize her stats to get the most damage out and just relying on her inbuilt extra turn mechanics? If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. Have an amazing rest of your day. She just got eaten, and we'll catch you all in a video soon. Peace.